Hello everybody, Megatobins here, and welcome to yet another Euroleague playoffs reaction. As you've seen from the title, we're reacting to the third game of the Real Madrid Efes series that happened just some hour ago. I have not watched the game again. I have reacted to the previous two games on this channel. I'll link the links to those videos somewhere in the video, or you can just go find them as well. But I will link them sometime in the video. Efes so far is leading comfortably with two easy wins over Real Madrid in their home court, but this is the first game that they will be playing in Madrid. So what that might change, I don't know. I still think that it's not really going to change much. If I have to make a prediction right before I jump into the highlights, is that Efes has swept Real, which is what I had originally predicted in my predictions video for these playoffs. I don't need to go into too much detail, as I've already talked about both teams and the reasons as to why I picked Efes to win comfortably in both my previous videos. So yeah, I don't think there's any more need for me to keep talking. Let's jump straight into the reaction. So, starting at the top of the key, great touch pass. Larkin catch and shoot. Surprised that did not go in. And Hughes is gonna show him. Hughes is saying, I was here before you, I was doing that before you, and I can still do it now. Right in his face as well. So Real is starting very strong, as you could expect in their home court. They come out the first quarter really good, but Bobois in his Carroll role, in his position outside the three-point line, knocking it down to tie the game. Great defense by Micic. And, surprised me. I need to see that pass one more time. That was pretty. That was some. That was nice. That was nice. Simon hasn't shown me too much of a passing ability like that, but he made that look really easy. Perhaps I've been sleeping on his passing. Because that's a difficult shot. Basically a scoop with his left hand. Scoop shot over the defense. Stanley has a pretty shot stroke. It looks good. I don't know how comfortable he is at this range consistently. That's tough. So far it's looking like, home court or not, Efes is just a better team, as I said in the previous videos. Looking very comfortable in this game as well. Attacking the closeout, good defense. So it's safe to say that Real's gym is a shooter's gym. Perhaps that's why the Spanish play used to be so good from beyond the arc, especially in their home court. Looks like, and it's completely empty as well. Efes team was not. I think it wasn't this empty. And it's a shootout right now. It's a shootout. But I was saying, I don't think I've seen a team completely empty yet, like this Real team. Of course, I know the rules in Spain are probably a little bit more strict. Okay, this is a game. This was a good game. That's a lot of great plays. You coming off the double screen. And look at, okay, now this is close. Real has made it a really close game. And they're just to back it down. Rudy? And he was 1 of 5 from 3. What? This is such a Rudy moment. This is such a Rudy Fernandez shot. He was 1 of 5 from 3 and he took a fading. He barely caught the ball. He caught the ball down here. He was falling away. He still had at least 4.5 seconds on the shot clock, but he just took it fading away. Man, that was a tough. Wow. But he's again showing why he's Rudy Fernandez. But that's a difficult shot to hit for the lead. And it looks like, right, from what I've seen from these highlights, it's been who were the players? You, Fernandez, the old guard, the experienced guard for Real, who are pulling this off right now. And it looks like they might come off and get a big win right here. But there's still plenty of time. But they're not going to show us. They're not going to keep us guessing for long. Big victory, wow. So, wow.
I believe in this team. I think when you wear this t-shirt, you had to fight until the end. We did it. We're happy.
Word. 20 points, 7 assists for you. 4 out of 7 threes. It looked like he was determined. It looked like a game that Efes had control of from the start, much like they did in the first 2 games. But I guess it came a point during the game that Real Madrid decided they weren't going to go out like that. You could see he was looking to be aggressive. He was looking to take shots, as many shots as he could, and he was shooting them early and from deep. And quite frankly, it looked like everybody was shooting it. As I said, it looked like this is a shooter's team. Everybody had their shot going. We saw Sandley hit a deep one. Trey Tompkins has, for the years he's been in Real, he's known to hit some pretty clutch 3-pointers, and looked like he hit one more there. And that final shot by Rudy, that's a difficult. Again, I can't stress enough how difficult that shot is. On the side of on the corner of the 3, fading towards the basket, and he had to bring it from down low back up again for that shot. But those are the shots that Fernandez often takes. At times it may look like he's shooting his team out of the game, but this one, it was a big shot and he made it. And it looked like Efes wasn't able to recover. It also seemed like Micic was the one doing having most of the offensive output for Efes. I don't know what game Larkin had, but it probably wasn't the best, because I don't think we saw a Larkin highlight in this video. So I'm guessing that could be one of the factors. An off game for Larkin, which allowed Real to be in the game and be competitive, to the point where when it came down to the last few minutes, that's when players start getting tight, teams start getting tight, and anything can happen in this type of games. But I don't know if it was just a bad shooting night for Larkin. Everybody else was making threes left and right, and Larkin suddenly stopped making them. I don't know if it was a very, very good defensive effort from Madrid on Larkin. Also seeing the stats right now, Garuba with 9 rebounds. That's big for the youngster, and he's raising his NBA draft stock as well. So that means double for him, who looked to have a good showing so far, and he has been trusted in this series, and that's one thing that I always credit Real Madrid for. They trust their young players, and they will let them play, especially now. I mean, obviously they've been depleted with players leaving, but they trust him, and they've given him time to play. Congrats to Real. I did not expect this, honestly. I was confident that Efes was going in for the sweep. They looked like the first 2 games they really, really dominated. They didn't really give Real Madrid a shot. But turns out, home court does play a factor, or at the very least, Real Madrid and its players, who are very, very experienced players, very, very prideful team, obviously how much they've won. They said we aren't going out in a sweep. At worst we're losing in 4. So here's what happens when you fail to sweep a team that you probably should have swept, which I feel this is what happened right here. What can happen is the pitfall that Efes might fall into here. Don't let Real win this second game now. Now this second game for Efes is big. They should almost treat it as if it's an elimination game. Because in all honesty, I don't know how comfortable I would be for a team that, although they have been playing together, and I've discussed they are cohesive, they aren't the most experienced one. And especially now, they are the favorites. They've been the favorites for the series. If somehow Real, which I don't think they will, I think Efes is coming out next game, Larkin is having a fantastic game, and they're closing the series out in 4. But don't let Real win this second game, and now you have to worry about an upset, being the favorites, not having the experience to deal with this situation on your roster. Because in all honesty, they don't have that experience to deal with that situation. Their most experienced players, like Dunston, they haven't found themselves in this particular situation, being the favorites in a playoff series and having to defend in Game 5 in their home court to not get upset. And then it's going to be, all the pressure is going to be on Efes for a Game 5. And without the usual support that you have in a Game 5 and push that you would have playing in your home court because of your fans. Because they're not going to be here for this one. At least not to the capacity that they would be otherwise. So here it can get tricky for Efes. They need to treat this next game as an elimination game and come out for the throat and just not leave any chance for Real to pull this type of comeback on them. But you best believe Yule is coming out shooting again. Fernandez might not go 1 of 5 from 3. He might knock a couple more down. And all of a sudden, you're heading into Game 5 being the favorite without the experience of being the favorite in a Game 5, which you must win. And things can get tricky there. But with all that being said, this series is ending in 4 games because Efes is not going to allow this series to go 5 games. They have too much quality. They are too good of a team to let this particular Real team, all respects to Yule and Fernandez and Pablo, which he did prove me wrong. And somebody who told me no way a Lasso team gets swept, although they've been swept in the past. This year you were right, they were not swept, and kudos to them. It seemed like they gave a very, very hearty performance, and I really can appreciate that. Definitely. I think Efes is winning this 4th game, but if it does go to 5, that's going to be a very, very interesting game. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, if Real somehow with this team manages to make the Final 4, I don't know, man. I don't know. We might need to start treating Pablo as a coach, and maybe even Yule and Fernandez in a little bit more different light. They might be entering that, that Jaskevicius, Panoulis, Navarro, Diamantidis, Bodiroga, that territory. With another, if they make, a Final 4, even if they don't win it, they just need to make this Final 4 with this particular Real team right now, the way it is. Because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't put them there in the Euroleague grades not quite. They're there, not quite on that. I have a specific tier where I put specific players. I'm not going to name all of them. I named some of them. But if they make the Final 4 here, I'm going to have to put both. Carroll as well. I forgot about Carroll. Regis is already in there, so that's why I didn't mention him. But for his own reasons. But yeah, that was another completely other topic that I just tapped into there quickly. But yeah, I don't think it's going 5. All that to say, I don't think it's going to have. But if it does go 5, watch out for a possible upset. But it's not going 5. It's going to 4 games, and Efes is winning this next one. Anyway, that's been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. Again, I don't watch the games. Somebody asked me if I watch the full games. Typically, I do. I try to watch as much basketball as I can. This particular time, which I've decided to do these reactions videos, I decided that it would be better to go into this blind. Not only not knowing what happened or who won, also not having watched, the game and seeing some of the highlights, getting some genuine reactions from these highlights as much as I could. Again, I'm not the type of guy who is going to start screaming and jumping around, overreacting to certain things. My reactions are genuine. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciate that. I hope you appreciate the reactions. If you do, subscribe so you stick around. I have a lot more content that I plan on doing other than these reactions eventually, outside of just my Greek videos that I do. But yeah, give a like, a sub if you enjoy and you want to see more of the content. A comment maybe what you think the series is going to look like. Do you think it's going 5? Do you think it's ending in the 4th game? And yeah, stick around, more EuroLeague reactions to come. Bye.